What's up, kings and queens of the coalition? Welcome back for our second episode. We're gonna drop that in just 1 minute, I promise you. We're starting off just a little unorthodox today because the co-founder, Dominique Johnson, her birthday is today, us dropping our second video, so it's like a double celebration out here. Listen, I don't know if you know her. If you know her, you already know. But if you don't know her, this woman is extraordinary. She has extraordinary vision. She's all about our people, progressing our people. She's a walk it how I talk it type of woman. A very benevolent, philanthropist, an artist, a creator. I mean, just all around, just awesome person. She's been my business partner for the last couple of years. I'm proud to say this is my mother banging friend. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, we're just gonna drop a couple of videos of a couple of loved ones saying happy birthday. And everybody else, please comment in the comment section. Say happy birthday. This channel that you're watching right now could not happen without her. So Dominique Johnson, my friend, I love you and happy birthday. We couldn't do it without you. All right, babe.
Hey, Dominique, just want to say happy birthday to you. I love you. Talk to you later. I know you out right now, but it's the coronavirus season. So, see you soon. All right, I got a surprise for you later on. I know you're going to like it. All right, see you guys later. Love you. Love you guys. Love you very much, Dominique. Take care. Bye. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you.
Love you.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Damo. As you can see, we're getting up there. Have fun, enjoy, many more, many more.
I guess I'm next. Special shout out to Blazing Damo. Happy birthday. I hope you're having an amazing day. And I'll see you later.
Damo, queen, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, gorgeous. I am so happy for you to celebrate on this day with you. I am so grateful and so blessed to know you. You are an awesome woman. I love you so much, to the moon and back. You are such a queen, deserving of all of the good things that come to you in this world. Peace, happiness, love, joy, all of the above, success. I wish it all to you, and I can't wait to see it happen. Thank you to our subscribers, guys. Continue to share, like, subscribe, comment, all of the above. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And do us a huge favor. Celebrate Damo's birthday with us today. If you could go ahead and share, comment, we'd be so appreciative. Let us know what you're thinking and how you guys are doing. And until next time, it's the Coalition of Color.
Yeah. Melon, eh?
Oh no, backward.
The coalition of color, my brother, rock your crown. I'm here to show you the power inside the color brown. Now's the time to open up your mind to what they tried to hide from the real royalty. Open up your chakra from your brain to your feet and really realize what's inside and believe. Got God on my side and I ride with a queen. As we travel on this journey, I'ma show you what I mean when you open up your eyes. When you know what your worth is, never no surprise. Spirit of the sun, navigating stars. Times are getting better when you feel them getting hard like.
Hello, and welcome to the Coalition of Color.
The Mali Empire, also known as the Mandinka Empire, often shortened to Mandin, was founded by Sundiata Keita in 1235. The spoken language at the time was Manding. Back in these times, history and information were passed down over generations through poets and storytellers. They were known as griots. So there's a story known as the Epic of Keita. This details how the wealthiest empire the world has ever known got its beginnings. Sundiata Keita was a warrior prince from the Keita dynasty who freed the Mandinka people of the Xhosa Empire. This kingdom began to develop into an empire after the demise of the Ghana Empire to its north, shifting the trade routes south. This conquest gave Mali the access to the Saharan trade routes, which were extremely lucrative. The Mali Empire was able to tax all of the trade routes. More importantly, the gold from Mali is now the source of gold for the Muslim and European currency. That's money. So what we have to say is that at this time, Mali single-handedly funded a religion and a continent's economy.
I guess listening to you talk about how Mali single-handedly funded an economy is kind of mind-blowing. You know, it's almost like all the gold that, well, not all the gold because now gold can be manufactured, but all of the real gold, the true gold, comes from us, comes from Africa, right? And more specifically Mali.
Right, and even today in the United States, our dollar equates to some weight in gold that's supposed to be in Fort Knox.
Wow.
So not only is it Europe, but it's also the United States, because remember the Europeans came over with gold and we turned gold into paper.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So I'm not like 110% sure because my mind is a little rusty now, but to your point, money is backed by gold. Like, so to the point of how influential that was, they were kind of practicing that already, you know, because gold was so precious. And then to see like how today it's transitioned to the actual paper dollar that we use, even here, you know, abroad, it's still backed by gold. That's why you have currency rates and exchange rates that, you know, change based off of that. But to think all of that we have now, how complex it is, basically just started with some Africans from Mali just being like,
right,
you know, like,
right.
So to put that into perspective, the black people in America have built the land, built the institutions on the land, and own essentially the currency that keeps this land going. And we're like the lowest rated people on this land.
That's deep.
Now, Mali is on and popping. It grows to be the largest empire in West Africa, and it begins to spread its language, its laws, its religion, and its customs. Following the death of Keita, the kings of Mali were now called Mansas. Arguably and approximately by the time the 9th ruler, Mansa Abu Bakr, the Mali Empire was at the pinnacle of its power and its wealth. The empire was so established that the peace and the stability afforded Mansa Abu Bakr the rather unusual yet unfortunate opportunity. Mansa Abu Bakr set sail to the Atlantic Ocean. He wanted to explore. He deputized his nephew Mansa Musa to be the ruler in his absence. When Abu Bakr did not return, Musa became the king in his own right. One of the only written accounts that we have of Mansa Abu Bakr's life was penned by Al-Umari, who wrote, "So Abu Bakr equipped 200 ships and filled them with men. He also equipped the same number of ships with gold, water, and provisions, enough to last them for years. They departed, and a long time passed before anyone returned. Then one ship returned, and we asked the captain what news he brought." So, what I'm getting from this, all right, so that Abu Bakr said, first of all, my land is tight, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go on an expedition. He hits the Atlantic. We just heard it. He takes out 200 ships of men and then an additional 200 ships of gold, food, and whatever to last years. History has led us to believe that as far as naval forces go, the Europeans originated from that. Furthermore, out of that, we were just talking to an older gentleman today who was talking about, you know, the stereotype of black people in water. How, Sway, if we got 200 ships, 400 ships, you know what I'm saying, and we're riding into rocky waters and people are able to turn around and circumnavigate and come back home and, you know, stuff like that. It's like, there's a lot that we have been able to do, like, a long time ago that literally has been ripped from us, you know what I'm saying? Because had the griots been able to continue to tell these stories, we would know this stuff, and we wouldn't go to a pool party and say we're not gonna swim or whatever, because that's what we do.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
We probably are the best swimmers.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Michael Phelps who? You know what I'm saying? So it's just frustrating sometimes.
Naturally, we're athletic. Why wouldn't that include swimming?
And I mean, you think about it, like, it's the ocean. People have to hunt, people have to fish, people are using this as a resource.
Yes.
So of course they have to swim, and you think they're not going to teach their kids or...
He said, yes, O Sultan, we traveled for a long time until there appeared to be in the open sea a river with a powerful current. The other ships went ahead, but by the time they reached that place, they did not return, and no more were seen of them. As for me, I went about at once and did not enter the river. This leads us to the progression of Mansa Musa.
In 1324, Mansa Musa began his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca. This is a requirement for all Muslims who must take the pilgrimage at least once in their life to the holy city according to Islamic law and tradition. This was not the first pilgrimage a Mali emperor had taken, but Mansa's additional goal in making his pilgrimage was to showcase the strength and wealth of the Mali Empire. Mansa accomplished this by traveling in an impressive caravan consisting of 60,000 men, including a personal entourage of 12,000 slaves, wearing brocade and Persian silk. Can you imagine, honey?
This is a big one for me, and it's only because of the way we talk about slaves in Western society and how we see slavery now. It wasn't like that, right? Just so you guys know, there's so many different forms of slavery, right? And the slavery that we talk about where Mansa Musa had slaves walking with him on his pilgrimage. There's a difference between slavery and indentured servitude, right? So it kind of frustrates me a little bit because, well, I used to say this too, you know, like, how could black people have slaves, you know? But that was before Western slavery, so it's like, it was a different type of situation.
In addition to the fact that who else was going to be the slaves? Like, who else was
only black people?
They were only black people. And I mean, if we think about it, if we use the Bible as a historical text or a historical context to understand how things were, there were slaves in biblical times. So why would there be slaves in the 1200s? Like, this seems like a concept that, you know,
that was a thing.
That was a thing, especially because if gold is the only type of currency that we have, that means a lot of trade is happening. So we're doing, you know, just resources for resources. And if you don't have the resource, well, now it's you, you know, like, you have become the resource. So
Mansa rode on horseback, directly preceded by 500 slaves, each carrying a gold-adorned staff. If that wasn't enough, Mansa Musa flaunted a baggage train of at least 80 camels, each carrying up to 300 pounds of gold. During this journey, he made several stops along the route, including what is now known as Algeria, before making his most famous stop in Cairo. According to one source, historian Al-Umari, he visited Cairo 12 years after the emperor's visit and found the inhabitants of this city, with a population estimated of 1 million, still singing the praises of Mansa Musa. So lavish was the emperor in his spending that he flooded the Cairo market with gold, thereby causing a decline in the value of gold. In 1300, he declined in the value of gold in the market some 12 years later, and the market still had not fully recovered. During the pilgrimage, which reportedly took up to a year to complete, Mansa Musa, whose empire was already one of the largest in the world at that time, actually grew his empire. That's bananas. One of his generals, Sagmandir, extended the empire by capturing the Songhai capital of Gao. Mansa was so overjoyed by the new territory that he decided to delay his return to the capital city and visit Gao instead. It was here in Timbuktu that Mansa Musa commissioned the Gao Mosque. It was built of burnt bricks, which is actually the first time we've ever seen this material used in West Africa. Under Mansa Musa, Timbuktu grew to be a very important commercial city, having caravan connections with Egypt and with all other important trade centers in North Africa. The city grew through trade and commerce, and the arts received royal patronage. Scholars came from far and wide to make the Mosque of Sankor in Timbuktu a teaching center and lay the foundations of the University of Sankor.
It was 1337 when Mansa Musa died. He left behind an extremely large Malian empire, a university in Timbuktu that would later be the place of study for 25,000 plus students, which also had Africa's largest collection of books. His son Magan succeeded him after his death, but clearly learned nothing about how to rule. He spent so much money frivolously that he sent the country into financial ruins. Thankfully, he would only go on to rule for about 4 years. Unfortunately, it was due to his very untimely and suspicious death. Some researchers say that he died from something called the sleeping's disease, right? And other reporters say that Suleiman, his successor, was the one who was responsible for his death, but no one can be really sure. Mansa Suleiman wasn't nearly as generous as his brother Mansa Musa, although maybe he couldn't and had to be frugal due to his irresponsible nephew. Although he wasn't very generous, he would still commission construction projects, he completed his pilgrimage to Mecca, the holy city, and pretty much he kept up the status quo. He paid for diplomatic gifts to wield his political power and funded the military. However, discontent amongst the other neighboring conquered states grew, although Mali was dope in trade, in education, in culture, and religious tolerance.
Where do you guys stand with this, right? You're Walata, you're Gal, I'm Timbuktu, right? And over there is Mali. Mali is technically, because we're a part of Mali, we're making cake. You caked up, I'm caked up. Only because of the state ruling over us, right? Paying tax to that state. Sound familiar? Would you want your freedom? Walata, Gal, and Timbuktu, we making bank.
So the only way that I see that happening is if
and living well.
I would have to say one of the top 5 trade routes went through their land rather than Mali.
They did. They didn't go through Mali. All of the trade routes went through Gal, Walata, and Timbuktu. They had all.
At some point in time, I thought they shifted trade routes, which is how Mali started to gain, because they were able to tax from the trade that was coming through.
Not during Timbuktu. I mean, not during Mansa Musa's reign and after. Excuse me. Not during
right after Ghana's fall.
Right. I'm talking about after Mansa Musa, when they're trying to get out, when they're really making money. They had a trade, but it wasn't as big as it was after Mansa Musa, because he's the one that showed them, hey, this is possible.
Okay, so what we're saying is Ghana's running stuff. All the trade routes are running through there.
Right.
All right, they fall. The trade routes move south to Mali.
Right.
But it's really Timbuktu, Gal, and Walata.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, with that being said, yes, I would want to succeed, because all of my money is going to somebody who...
Not all of your money, just the portion you're taxing.
Okay. Outside of the gold and the diamonds, there's gold and diamonds that are, they're produced by the earth. But as a man-made money maker,
your trade route.
Trade is the biggest thing, right? So why am I under the rule of Mali, you know what I'm saying, when all the and they're taxing me for trades coming through my land, you know what I'm saying, my state.
Right.
But let's remember, an empire's goal is to extract wealth from the conquered states. Because these states up north were in the best place to greatly benefit from the Mali trade empire, like Timbuktu and Gal and Walata, they got rich and gained political power. In 1360, when Suleiman died, he left the throne to his son, but Mansa Musa's 3 sons had been waiting to rule since they felt like they were next. Yet, the 3 brothers would end up sending the Mali Empire into a civil war. The military was stretched thin, raiders would pillage trade routes that were previously off limits, cities in the north rebelled, and finally, Berbers captured Timbuktu and Walata, destabilizing the already rocky economy, keeping Mali afloat.
So kings and queens seems to be a cliche, and what we hope is that what you've just seen shows you that it's much more than that, that we actually do come from a lineage of actual kings and queens, and not only kings and queens, but the richest, the wealthiest, the most influential, and that's the lineage that we come from. So while we hear a lot of degrading on the TV, in our songs, even what you see on your own corner, no judgment whatsoever, but some of us even hear this in our own households. That is not what we come from. We come from royalty. So when we do call each other kings and queens, we really mean that.
Black people were thriving Africans were thriving before they brought us here, and we need to remember that. I think it's very key that to have that information. It changes your perspective. Just, you had a good point. You were saying, what does that do to the psyche to be berated and, you know, be beaten over the head with this false narrative of being savages and not having, you know, their economy together. And then we see the truth of the history. A huge part of this, a huge point of this, is to inform people and change their perspective, to inform people and change their minds about who they actually are. I feel like if you can internalize and really understand that simply because someone labels you as something, you don't have to accept that label, I think that can be freeing.
So guys, that wraps up this episode. We really want to thank you for taking time out to check us out and watch. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you do that comment stuff. Share it as well. We want this to be an open conversation. We want to feel like we're communicating with you. We want to get the conversation started on how we as a people can develop an agenda that can further our issues.
So help us out. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
All that
feedback, let us know. Until next
time.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Yeah. Right. Black cars, black shades, black sneakers. No black hair, black beard, black features, and the big nose and lips is all part of the gift. How you like the black culture and don't like the black people. Wait, what's with the violence? We just trying to keep it peaceful. Could've tried to get even, we just trying to get equal. So keep fighting, that's what we do. Don't call us underdogs, cause we ain't standing beneath you. Start to hear their lies as soon as you get to preschool. Studying the guys that treated you like who need you. Or saying anthems to a flag that don't see you as being good enough for the same country you sing to. Oh, it's Juneteenth, we supposed to be free. That's one of their many lies, man, they just loosen the leash. My brother, this is the time, there's no more shooting the breeze. Right in front of their eyes, you show them why you a king. By any means, and Mr. X preach, I had a dream, that was the best speech. I thought by now, white and brown would be besties and make each other better like whole milk with the Nestle. We can work together like Woody Harris and Wesley. But you can never change me no matter how you address me. A black man, baby, that's a badge of honor. On top of that, a king, and on top of that, a father. It's Lord.
Died, and he left behind an extremely large. It was 1337 when Mansa Musa. Oh! Bugs. Okay, I got this. Remember that guy? Got bugs.